everyone, it's Sean here from Worldwide Red Show. If you're new around here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Get involved in this channel. Listen, we're trying to build a global channel about the greatest club in the world, Manchester United, who got that win last night. Listen, I'm going to do a little review of the game yesterday in the Champions League where we won against Istanbul, Başakşehir, something like that. But anyway, guys, listen, we needed this win. I'm glad that we got a win. Finally, we see a team set out with true attacking intent, and we were all clamoring for Donny van de Beek to start. And once again, like every single time this guy's on the pitch, he pretty much plays well. And like I've been telling people have been arguing with me on football Twitter or on YouTube about Van de Beek being Bruno's replacement and being a 10. Van de Beek can play anywhere in the midfield. In Ajax, he played mostly as a box-to-box right-sided player. He played the 8 the majority of the time, but he also played in the holding position. He also played further forward. So Donny can play anywhere in the midfield. Very intelligent footballer, very tidy on the ball. One-touch passing. He's tenacious. He'll make tackles. He'll break up play. And I'll tell you, it's quiet out there now, so you can hear a lot of chatter. And Donny seems to not be afraid to tell people where to go and to help be a coach on the field. And we need more players who are coaching on the pitch. We need that in our squad. So I'm really excited. If you don't know right now, if you can't tell by now, I should say, Van de Beek is my man of the match. I thought he was phenomenal. Keeps it simple when he needs to. Good in possession, one-touch passing, even his flicks seem to be like on point. I really like him as a player. He's tidy. I can see why Real Madrid wanted him. As a matter of fact, that he's who they wanted over Paul Pogba. I think with Bruno and Van de Beek playing the way they are, it's going to be hard for Pogba to just get back in this team. Now, listen, I want to say something about Pogba. Pogba is my favorite player. You guys know that. However, I'm Manchester United FC, not Pogba FC, Martial FC, Oli FC, whatever it is people are. For me, it's club first. Club over my agenda. Club over what I want. Obviously, I want Paul Pogba to be the greatest midfielder in the world because he has the potential to be. On his day, he is the best midfielder in the world. The problem is we don't see his day often enough. You know what I mean? He's too inconsistent. He's been that way for years. And even when he's gotten good runs, in the team, managers change or managers change what they're doing or how they're using him. I'm just saying I don't think that Pogba has a divine right to be in this side just because I love the guy. As a matter of fact, I think that Donny was the guy that Real Madrid wanted and was going to buy, not Pogba. And they didn't get him. So think of that what you will. Now, I mentioned Pogba because even though he wasn't even in the squad, a lot of people hate Bruno Fernandes. We'll just say Fernandes. People hate Bruno Fernandes. And the reason a lot of people hate him in our own fan base, a lot of our own fan base don't like him. So the reason rivals hate him is because he's a good player and he's passionate and he's the type of guy that gets on your nerves, right? He's one of those guys where you can look at and say, yes, I acknowledge he's a really good player, but I hate him. You know what I'm saying? I hate him, especially on a rival's team. It's just like that. It's to say like Van Dijk, great player. Don't like him. Don't want nothing to do with him. Salah, I think he's overrated personally. He's good, but people act like he's Messi. He's not. Mane's a beast. Can't stand him. Take him and his 5 head, because they ain't even a 4 head, what that guy's carrying around, and get it up out of here, right? So I understand rivals hating Bruno, but the banter he gets from our own fan base is boggling the mind. And I hear it, and I know why. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't like Bruno because they're so far Pogba FC that the fact that Bruno is doing more for our team than Pogba has, it annoys them. It especially annoys them because Pogba's a better player than Bruno. Just because you're better than someone doesn't mean that you're doing better. Just because you are more talented doesn't mean you're putting that talent to work right. There's a lot of people that might be smarter than someone else, but they're not doing the job that someone else is doing. The fact is, it's all about results. And you cannot argue the fact that without Bruno Fernandes, Oli wouldn't even have a job. we would not even be in the Champions League. And this guy makes us tick. Even when he's terrible, he's still making things happen. So, Bruno, take a bow, sir. Because that first goal yesterday was beautiful. I don't care what type of haterade you're drinking. You cannot tell me that Bruno did not just lace that. Boy, that thing was sensual. If when he hit that, you did not at least get a little, ooh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. Agenda or not, that was a sensual strike. I mean, amazing. So, beautiful first goal. Kind of lucky on the second goal. Third goal, I was going to give Bruno stick for this, but I went and watched it back, and I've listened to some other commentators about it. Because I was cooking yesterday, because yesterday was actually my personal family's Thanksgiving holiday here in the States, and I do all of the cooking. I mean, everything from the sweets to the fried bird to the hams to the mac and cheese that make you slap people to the green bean. I do it all. So I'm sitting there cooking while I've got the TV on. I got the volume down, and I'm watching the match, and I didn't see Bruno hand the ball off. I saw the pin, and then I was doing some things. I looked up, and I saw Marcus about to take it. And I was thinking, oh, man, no, we're not some Bush League team that doesn't have a real penalty taker or design set piece taker anymore. We're back to this like under 12 team. You got fouled, you get to take it. That kind of irritated me. But when I watched it back, I realized that Bruno handed it off. So that shows a level of unselfishness in that he's trying to get Marcus going. And he could have a hat trick on a European night. So you got to give the guy credit. He's a leader, man. He's a leader. You don't have to like how he plays. I hear you. He's frustrating at times because he tries a lot of crazy stuff. He makes some bad decisions at times. He turns the ball over a good bit. And I remember one game he turned the ball over 30 sometimes. Now, here's the interesting thing. I was doing a little research. A lot of people consider Kevin De Bruyne the greatest midfield player on the planet, right? He is not that this season because the guy's been trash. But let's take this season out of it, and let's just talk about KDB over the last few years. I was looking at a stat that showed that Bruno Fernandes gives the ball away like 25 times a game or something like that. KDB about 24.7 or something in that vicinity. Like they aren't even a turnover off of each other. So why is it that when our guy turns the ball over a lot, he's a turnover machine and he's garbage, but KDB is somehow class? I don't know. That stat really shifted my mind a little bit because I don't like the fact that Bruno, sometimes he don't pass the eye test when it comes to turning stuff over. It gets on my nerves. Sometimes he tries fancy flicks when he should do other things. But listen, I'll take the bad with the good because for me, the good that he brings far outweighs the frustration I have from him. So Bruno, listen, my guy, excellent strike yesterday, excellent leadership. He makes key passes, key decisions. First half, he was linking up well with the front three as well, which we'll talk about in a minute, but let me finish the midfield. So we already know Van de Beek was amazing. Pastor Fred doing what Pastor Fred does. I'll tell you what, if somehow we could just make Fred just a little more tidy on the ball to where he could really be our holding midfielder and hold that position down. Because right now, that's what we need. Manchester United need a holding midfielder that is no joke. A Wilfred Ndidi type, Thomas Partey, N'Golo Kante, dare I say even a Declan Rice the way he's been playing. We need someone that can do that job by themselves so Ollie isn't tempted to go back into this double pivot crap with two holding midfielders because he's scared and he's trying to protect our slow center backs. That's a topic for another day. But we do need another center back because while I rate Harry Maguire and Vic, I don't rate them as a center back partnership all the time because some teams were too slow. They're too similar to each other. Where I think Vic is a little more tidy on the ball. I think that Vic is a better defender when the ball's going through the channels or at his feet. I think that Harry's better in the air. I think that they're both okay bringing the ball out from the back and making those passes. They each have good and bad. They balance each other out, but they're too similar. We need a speed type guy beside them. Is Axel the guy? I don't know. I like Axel. I loved what he did against PSG the first time. So can he stay healthy? Eric Bailly, we know he can't stay healthy. So it don't matter if he's the guy. It doesn't matter. And I love the guy, but we already know it is what it is with him. So for me, Upamecano would be the choice. Someone like that, someone with speed, someone who can cover it. That's just me. We need a CDM, we need a center back, and we need a right-sided attacking player. Jadon Sancho's the guy. We didn't get him, so we're probably not going to get him. And for all of you haters out there talking crap on Jadon, I see it all the time, and I've heard it in even some of the channels I've been on. People are like, well, we dodged a bullet there. He hasn't been that great. It's been a month of bad form. If you held Marcus Rashford to the same standard when it comes to bad form and being streaky that you're handing Jadon, Marcus would never play again, because Marcus goes through long periods of no goals, drought, bad form. And as much as I love Marcus, if you ever watch this, I love you, bro. You my guy. But you're killing me because you don't track back. Watch Jadon play. Jadon tracks back and plays defense even more than Marcus does. Marcus is killing us by not tracking back. So guys like Rick the Red and these guys want to call him out. They're right. Dan James a lot of times brings more to the table because he plays on the defensive side as well. Dan James can't even tie Marcus's boots. Shouldn't even be in the same room with him when it comes to being an overall talent and a player. But when it comes to what he brings to the pitch, it's about the whole team. It's about balance. And Marcus, for whatever reason, I watched the game yesterday where Tony was handling his defensive responsibilities and pressing even more than Marcus was. And that really bugged me. So I think that with Marcus, it's probably an injury issue. We don't know how long this back thing is going to linger. I know I've had a back issue myself. I've blown a knee out. I've broken an ankle. I've had all kinds of stuff because I know I'm heavier now, but I used to be a pretty serious sportsman back in the day when I was a little younger. But anyway, let me just say this. Tony played, I thought, pretty good yesterday. I think that Tony can play either out wide or as the number 9. Tony's in a little bit of rut with finishing right now, but he'll come out of that. He's a great finisher. Yesterday, I thought overall Cavani, the first half, played well. But here's the thing. Cavani, with his age and his last 2 years of injuries, he's not going to be able to do it every single game. So overall, it was good to see Mason back in the squad. Mason, man, once he starts scoring, they'll come in bunches. Glad to see him. Dan James got a run out. Dan James got a goal off of a Mason assist. Which was great to see that Mason gave that up for the nice little tapping around the keeper there for Dan James. Good on you, Dan James, for that. That's exactly where Dan James can hit people is out on the break, which is not good for Dan James on our side because too many times teams just sit back. So anyway, overall, guys, I feel like it was a positive performance. We got a win. That's what really matters. Now, are we going to keep playing attacking football? I'd rather Ole go for it, man, and show us he can do it. I'd rather win 4-1 or 4-2 than those 1-0 against West Brom type of situation. And Ole has to coach that way if he wants to keep his job. If he keeps this defensive mess up where he's Jose 2.0, him and Arteta are like little Joses running around. If he keeps doing that, he's going to lose his job, which honestly, you guys already know how I feel. I think he should lose his job. I think the only reason he's in the job is sentiment. But it is what it is. I'm going to back him and support him, even though I think he should go. You don't have, you can be both. You can be, I want my team to win more than anything. I want to win everything, but yet I still don't think the manager's good enough and not be a flip-flop. It's not, come on, man. It's about being something called balanced. That's just me. Like I said, I don't hide it. I much prefer Mauricio Pochettino. Matter of fact, I think if we had Poch since the beginning of the season, I think we'd be in a title race right now, in my opinion. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Let's go out and get this win against Southampton. It's not going to be easy. Tough team. But the review last night overall was good. We win the game. That's what matters. Get that dub in. With, dropping 4 on them. Not mad at you. At the end of the day, a win's a win. Now, listen, the next 2 in the Champions League are going to decide the group. We shouldn't be here because of the debacle in Turkey, but we are. So we need to get a point in this next match. Anyway, I think that going away to Leipzig is really going to work in our favor because Leipzig and PSG are both going to have to come on to us heavy, and we know we're a great counterattacking side. So, guys, don't be nervous. I think we'll get through. Anyway, this has been Sean from Worldwide Red Show. Quick review of last night's game, just how I felt about it, a little bit of my thoughts and feelings. Like I said, and I didn't get into all of it too heavy, but all of you that's been throwing shade toward Jaden, acting like we dodged a bullet, get out of here with that nonsense. Acting like Traore is going to be better than Jaden. I see you on Twitter. I mean, maybe he is, and if he is, I'll be the first one to say, man, I missed the boat on there. But how's a guy that can't get in to a team in Serie A, which is basically proven to be in some respects outside of the top teams, a retirement league, the fact that Zlatan does better in Serie A than he was doing in the MLS almost. It's like he literally retired from MLS to go back to Italy. Come on, man. So, if Traore is not consistently in the Atalanta squad, it's making me nervous. And watching what Jaden's coming back on the form. Watching him play yesterday, went back and watched that, started playing well again. So all these haters acting like, oh, he's a scrub. You be messed up in your head too if the crap. I'm messed up in my head. You're messed up in your head over the Jaden saga. How do you think he was over all of it? But anyway, it is what it is. Maybe we'll go back in for him and we'll pull like we did with a Bruno. I don't know. We'll see. At the end of the day, we need a right-siding attacker. We need another center back, and we need a CDM to hold it down. And as much as I love Pastor Fred, I just don't see it being him because when Troy Deeney comes on the show talking about we intentionally went after Fred because of his first touch, when other professionals are saying that makes me nervous. But anyway, like, subscribe, share, get involved, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Till next time, it's been Sean from Worldwide Red Show. You can follow me at WWReds_show on football Twitter. Let's connect. Until next time, this is me talking that Manchester United goodness. And I'm out.